Okay, now in this part of the lecture, we will discuss about the battles of Muhammad Ghori, and in both of these battles, he was defeated. But in the second battle of Tarain, this was the turning point where in the first battle, he was defeated by the Chauhans and their leaders Prithvi Raj Chauhan in the battle of Tarain, and he conquered the area in the second battle where he fought with the Indian rulers. In the first battle of Tarain, the Rajput clan of Chauhans, they have a very charismatic ruler, Prithvi Raj Chauhan. And when the Muhammad Ghori took the initiative to fight a war, and he stormed the fort of Tabarda in Bhatinda, Prithvi Raj's army rushed there to confront him, and at a place called Tarain near Thaneswar in Haryana, 150 kilometers from Delhi, Muhammad Ghori's forces were routed and they fled. A few sources say that the battle was decided by personal combat between Muhammad Ghori and Prithvi Raj Chauhan, and Ghori was severely wounded and escaped only due to the bravery of a Khilji warrior. And in the first battle, though, he was defeated, but in the second battle, he went back again, and he again started to make a very big army and coming back with the troops from various ethnic communities, Turkish, Afghanis and Persians. He prepared for the next fight, and he invaded again 1192, and it is said that he had a force of around 120,000 soldiers. This battle is considered to be a turning point in the history, and this battle consolidated the rule in the subcontinent. Though Prithvi Raj had a numerical advantage over Ghori, the Rajput force had a lot of organizational problems. And then in the second battle, when Prithvi Raj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori, it was basically some of the troubles present in his army. And the Rajput army came from several different areas and communities. They lack unity. Lacking unity, there was a collection of several clans, each under an individual, and they had their own customs and traditions, and the result was that the Ghorid forces, they took control of the battle in the second part, and Muhammad Ghori was able to get a success over the land in India. And his army at that time was very much better organized. They used superior tactics. The Ghorid forces encircled an enemy and did not even let them to leave the battlefield. They penetrated deep into their formations, thereby cutting off their retreat. And in the second battle of Tarain, Muhammad Ghori made a very surprise attack on the Rajputs, and they were unprepared, and this result was Prithvi Raj's defeat, and many lost their lives, and Prithvi Raj Chauhan himself was later captured, and he was executed. And that is also very negatively portrayed in the Indian history, while they say that when the first battle of Tarain was fought, Muhammad Ghori was left by Prithvi Raj Chauhan, but whereas in the second battle, when Muhammad Ghori, Shahabuddin Ghori conquered the land, he executed Prithvi Raj Chauhan. And there were other, we can say that there were other bigger campaigns from Central Asia and West Asia, where the tribes under the Ghori forces, they expanded their rule, and they always ready for a battle and could move large forces with short notice. Their Central Asian horses was also superior, which gave their cavalry the speed and flexibility. Now, when it comes to the achievements of Muhammad Ghori, it is said that his army was very good. Their mode of fight was very good. Muhammad Ghori had a good control of the army, and their horses were also superior. Their cavalry, the armament which they used in the battlefield, was carried with the speed and flexibility to launch a sudden attack. So these tactics result in the Battle of Muhammad Ghori and his successes in the Indo-Pak subcontinent. And you can see in the picture here, you can see there, this is the picture of two coins, and on these coins you can see the inscriptions, and these were the coinage of the period of Muhammad Ghori. And this can be said that the Second Battle of Tarain established the Ghori rule in India. With the chief Rajput ruler Prithvi Raj was defeated and Delhi captured. And when it is also said in the history that Muhammad Ghori cannot live in the Indian territory, so he left one of his best general, Qutbuddin Aibak, here, resulting in the establishment of Delhi Sultanate, and he went back to his throne in Ghori. And because of his constant warfare throughout his lifetime, what happened, that he died when he was fighting a war with the Khwarizm Empire. He died in 1204, and he was dead in that battle. But before his death, he was the person who consolidated a large empire in the Indo-Pak subcontinent. So this was the lecture related to Muhammad Ghori and his campaigns in India.